Hello, everybody. Welcome to our continued check-in with the High Adventure Bases as we celebrate High Adventure Base 2025 registration kickoff day. We're joined by Braxton at the Summit. Braxton, true or false? You have been live for almost 5 hours already today.
That is true. We have been doing a live webinar for a long time here at the Summit, talking about all the fantastic programs we have to offer. But we're just super excited, though, to introduce the first day with our webinar and all the High Adventure Bases, getting their registration done.
We have a lot of questions for you, but Aaron, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Have you ever been live for 5 hours?
Never. I have not. I think you have, though, Gina. You have, right? From
I don't know.
some of our family fun fests way back in the day. Maybe not.
I don't know. I will say the live shows can wear you out. So we are so lucky to be able to snag Braxton for just a quick live stream here, but we have it packed with prizes. Today, mid-show, we're going to give away, this is to somebody who is commenting along with today's show. We're going to be giving away, I want to definitely get this right because it's pretty exciting. It is from Alps Mountaineering again, a furniture bundle, we're calling it. It's got a ready light cot, a dash chair, and a dash table. These 3 things will go home to one lucky commenter who comments along with today's show. Maybe tell us where you're hoping to register for a trek, what kind of trek you're hoping to land if you're trying to register at the Summit, or maybe just aspirationally, when would you like to go? Where would you like to go? And then that's not all. At the end of today's show, the Summit has been so kind to offer up a 2-night stay at Family Adventure Camp at the Summit. So that's pretty sweet.
Lots of cool stuff and exciting stuff happening at the Summit. Braxton, we're going to ask you to summarize everything you did over that 5-hour period into like the next 10 or 15 minutes. No worries, no pressure. I see a lot of folks commenting, and I actually see some familiar names from some of the folks who watched earlier today. Keep those comments coming. Everybody who's commented, you're already entered for a chance to win one of our 2 spectacular prizes today. Braxton, maybe as we get started here, folks maybe realize the Summit is our newest high adventure base. It's been 10 years maybe or so, something like that now.
Just 10 years.
In West Virginia, right by the New River Gorge. What a cool, pretty area. Braxton, maybe you could just kind of give us an overview of the kind of programs you guys offer and what people can sign up for starting today, by the way. Registration is open right now.
Yeah, for sure. Well, first off, we had an absolute record-breaking day, doubling our registration numbers from last year alone. So it's the biggest ever registration day we've had here at the Summit. So we're super excited. Unfortunately, we've already sold out the ATV program, which I'll get into a little bit. But there is waiting, you can call us. There's a waiting list you can get on to fill in those ATV slots. But for those who don't know, the Summit is, again, the newest high adventure base. We are about 10,400 acres on our main property, but all of our property combined with the conservation area is roughly 14,000 acres. So we have a lot of space. We have a lot of things we can do here. And the biggest program we sell is the Summit Experience. It is a little bit of taste of everything that we do here. So if you want to do some rock climbing, some mountain biking, some skateboarding, which is really new to a lot of people, and even then go on the Alexander's Eagle Flight, which is a 3/5 of a mile zip line. You can do some archery and shotgun shooting, rifle shooting. It really is kind of like a charcuterie board of all the different types of programs that we have here at the Summit. And we have a nice set schedule for you. And the best part, and this is truly the best part around a lot of treks, is that the logistics is really simple. You bring yourself, you bring some camping gear with you. We'll take care of your lodging, your camping space. We'll help you with all the food. We have dining halls for you. So you're not carrying those 50 to 60 pounds on your back, or you're not out there cooking in the sun trying to get to your next location to eat. We're very centralized with a lot of our Summit Experience programs and to get you exposed to everything. Now, the other unique advantage of Summit Experience, it's one of the very first high adventure programs that allows 13-year-olds to join the program. That way you can kind of get an entry level to trekking and entry level to activities. And then you can go try some bigger and better things, either at our base with some of our focus programs or at Northern Tier, Sea Base, Philmont. They have some more intense programs that's excellent to go after the Summit Experience. It's kind of like a good follow-up. But we talked a lot about the Summit Experience. We actually had posted multiple interviews here about all of our program managers, but that's kind of like the biggest one that we offer. And I don't know if you wanted me to go straight into some of the other Trek programs or if you wanted to give a giveaway or.
We want to give a giveaway. We want to do the giveaway, but we have about maybe 5 minutes before we need to do that. However, yes, I want to talk more about the treks. I especially want to talk about, why do some fill up faster than others? Because you explained that to me last week and it made a lot of sense. But I want to do some rapid fire comments and questions because we're getting a lot. This audience got trained up over the break and they're firing away with very specific questions that are awesome. Despo's excited for the giveaways. People, I think, might have been tuned into the Summit live stream because they are stoked for these live streams. If you want to check out the Summit's live stream, you can go to the Summit Bechtel Reserve Facebook page. It's still there. You can check it out. There's a lot of good information there. Lisa says she's here for informational purposes today. She'd love to go to Seabase. Lisa, stay tuned. We'll tell you when registration is fired up for Seabase. Okay, first question. Chris says, what are the must-dos to do in attending the Summit?
Well, if you want to do all the musts here at the Summit, then you definitely want to do the Summit experience. That's going to touch base a little on everything. You really won't miss out. You'll get to do the Alexander's Eagle flight. You'll get to even have the chance to go whitewater rafting, shoot a rifle, shoot a shotgun. There's just a couple things you can't do in that. We'll get into that a little bit later, like pistol shooting. That's for our marksman programs, or a whole week of whitewater rafting is for our New River experience programs. So if you do the Summit experience, you will definitely do everything. Now, however, I will say, if you come to the Summit, regardless of which program you do, you want to go visit the New River Gorge Bridge. It is one of the newest national parks in the country. So there's stuff to do in the local area, regardless of what you decide to do here at the Summit.
Okay. Another question, Aaron. Sorry, I said rapid fire. I got to ask it because I think it's a really good one. But Carrie also said we're registering for Northern Tier today for 2025, but this would be amazing for 2026. Yes, think ahead, Carrie. Plan ahead. Lauren says, I don't know why this has never been asked in one of our live streams. What airports do units travel through for Summit programs?
Okay, so we use one main airport. It's called the CRW, the Charleston Yeager Airport. It's about an hour, a little bit under an hour from the Summit. And so we encourage troops to use that, or you can even do a train station. There are train stations about 30 minutes to an hour from here. And typically we recommend you find some type of rental company to find some rentals to go to those airports, and then they can pick you up, or you can pick up the cars and then you'll drive here to the Summit.
I want to point out a really funny comment from Hillary, who noted that they didn't have charcuterie on their live stream bingo card. That's pretty funny. Very, very good, Hillary. Yeah, and I do want to also point out, as Carrie mentioned, possibly amazing for 2026, the ATV program we've mentioned is sold out, but it's not too early. I mean, we're talking about registration for 2025 today because this is the launch for that sign up. It is not too early at all to start thinking even further than that. Sean is a first-year scout who can't wait to check out Adventure Camp one day. That's exactly kind of the purpose of our show today. Make sure people are aware not only that it opens up today for 2025, but guys, there's lots of stuff you can register for in the future. The Summit offers so much stuff, and I wonder if you could talk about real quick, Braxton. When the Summit was first announced, the really cool thing was that it was right by the New River. Such a cool, neat area. I don't think it was even a national park at the time. That may have even come later. But maybe you could talk a little bit about the location, Braxton, and the advantages of having a DSA high adventure base right there on the New River Gorge, the bridge, the rock climbing, the whitewater rafting. It's great, isn't it?
It really is just as great as it makes it sound. The Summit was picked after a series of bids from lots of different locations, and many different states and other areas were considered as part of the Summit. The Summit really became the number one pick, exactly like you said. We're close to it. It was a state park at the time, now a national park. It was a very iconic area, and ease of access. So we are so close to interstates, to the airport and train stations I just mentioned. Our travel to the Summit is a lot easier for a majority of the East Coast. So we really recommend that. Well, that's why it was picked as the recommended site for the next, not only high adventure base, but also the National Scout Camp, the High Jamboree locations, the training center, the brand new Family Adventure Camp, which I know we're giving a giveaway soon about. But there's lots of different things we can do here at the Summit that is really easily accessible for the majority of the population.
I think all of high adventure bases have their advantages, and there is a great, probably argument why each one would be a great first high adventure base to visit. But I can see so many advantages to the Summit being your first high adventure base experience. It just seems like it can accommodate you in a way where I'm not saying there couldn't be some struggle on your trek, but they may be minimized in some ways depending on what you do. I think we want to jump into talking about some more of the treks here in a second, but I've got a prize giveaway. Okay.
Everybody who has commented so far has entered to win our first prize. We're going to have a second prize later, but I think Gina has used her magic comment picker to come up with the winner of our first prize, courtesy of Alps Mountaineering. What is this? What are we calling this set, Gina?
The furniture bundle. And yes, thank you, Alps Mountaineering, for this. It includes a Ready Light cot, a dash chair, and a dash table. All of those you can see on screen. Our winner for this is Carrie Davis Cirincione.
That sounds great. I don't know if you said it right.
Beautiful name.
Right. Yes. Very cool.
Yes. So Carrie Davis, keep your eyes on your inbox. We'll get your address. We have a lot more questions coming in. And the good thing about those questions is that they are entering you for a chance to win the big prize at the end of the show, which is, Aaron?
All these questions are serving dual purpose. Not only can we provide answers for you, you're also being entered to win a family adventure camp experience. We're going to talk a little bit more about that and what that entails. But that's coming up here in about another 5 or 10 minutes or so. Do we want to start with any particular question? Megan asked about the age requirement, Braxton, which I think it's different depending on the program. Am I right?
It is, yeah. And so our website will definitely go over all the requirement information, because sometimes there's a weight restriction, there's an age restriction. But for Summit Experience, what I just talked about with the charcuterie, as that's the buzzword now, is 13 is as early as you go, as young as you can be to enter it. So that's a fantastic entry point to trekking. All the other primary experiences are going to be at 14. So like our New River experience, our ATV experience, you have to be 14 at least to go on those programs. But again, we have a lot of open availability still in some of these areas, and the website will go over all the extra requirements that you need: age, weight, and etc.
Tammy's wondering what would be a good group size for a whitewater trek. So let's get into some of these different treks and what they can look like.
Yeah, so I'll go with the whitewater rafting or the whitewater experience, or New River experience, is probably one of the most popular when it comes to size of people coming to it. And the trek itself, or the experience itself, is 5 days of whitewater rafting. You start your first 3 to 4 in a single person ducky, which is an inflatable kayak. And you learn how to read the water. You learn how to actually kayak properly. You learn the ins and outs of going down the very famous New River Gorge. And then on the last day, they're going to be put in an 8-person boat and then do some class 4 rapids, the real big stuff that we all like to see on the TV. They'll get some great pictures of you as well. So that's kind of the majority of the program. You have multiple campsites. And so I would say that's the largest or most popular of all the focused areas that we have. However, the one that sells out the most is definitely our ATV experience. And we just mentioned it's already sold out for 25. However, we do recommend that people call in or ask to be put on some type of wait list or kind of timing, as there do happen to be slots that open up from time to time. We've been known to add in slots if we can with our logistics, our equipment. So always just be on top of it to make sure if you can catch one of those open slots for the ATV experience. I would say
go ahead, Braxton. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. So some of the other focus programs is the pack and paddle, which is very similar to the New River experience, but the difference is you're doing more hiking. So it's like 3 days to 4 days of hiking on the New River, and then you're going to do some whitewater rafting at the end of it. Now, that is one of the unique programs where you can't be 13 to go to pack and paddle. So it's a fantastic opportunity to get your feet wet, pun intended, to start trekking early, to be able to get some experience, and to not have as much on your back and logistics to worry about. So, for example, a Philmont trek is intended to be a challenge. You got to hike out, hike in, have those extra challenges. We try to aim for an entry-level trek where you get to experience that trek, get some whitewater rafting, and then go choose your next one. So it could be a Philmont, or it could be a whitewater rafting. So pack and paddle is one of those unique ones where we really encourage 13-year-olds to come in.
Gina, I was going to ask you, I think we've talked about this before. Have you ever ridden one of the zip lines at the summit?
Oh, yes. I have ridden definitely a lot of zip lines. We have our Alexander's Eagle Flight, which is 3/5 of a mile. It's about 60 seconds to ride, and you can go anywhere from 40 to 60 miles on it. And there's 5 lines, too, so people can actually race on the lines. I would say I've been on it for probably 40 to 45 times now with all of the years seasonally that I've worked here at full time. But that's not the only zip line we have. We also have canopy zip lines and Summit Center zip lines. And canopy, for those who don't know, is zip lining from tree to tree. So most of our courses have anywhere from 4 to 6 lines. They'll go from tree to tree, and you actually break yourself on them. So you put your hand, you have a glove on, you put your hand behind you, and it can slow you down. So you have a lot more control over how fast you're going on those zip lines. That's part of our summit experience, but it's also can be part of some of our evening activities that we like to open up for during the week.
Yeah, Aaron, when I was lucky enough to ride it's called the Alexander Eagle Flight, right?
Yeah, Alexander Eagle Flight, yep.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to ride it, and it was at Jamboree. And I think because I was probably acting like I was younger than 18, I was somehow in the newspaper. I think they thought I was a scout riding it. So pretty cool. Have you ridden it?
I have not. I was at the Jamboree a couple of Jamborees ago and did not have the chance to ride it. Definitely on my to-do list next time I get out there. All kinds of other cool activities. We haven't even really mentioned mountain biking, skateboarding, all kinds of cool stuff like that you can do at the summit. I want to talk real quick, though, if we could, Braxton, specifically about Family Adventure Camp. We were talking about minimum ages earlier. For Family Adventure Camp, minimum age, what? I mean, there's stuff there for like Cub Scout age stuff. Am I right?
Yeah, so a lot of our programs do have age requirements, like you mentioned, but there are some that are perfect for 6 years old and up. So there's the entry-level Cub Scout program. So archery is a great example, or rock climbing. We have some facilities that can accommodate that young age group, but we go all the way from 6 to 18 for the youth. But also adults are here to have fun too, and we really focus on the vacation side of scouting. We don't worry about merit badges. We don't have to worry about going on a trek. You're here just to have fun with your family. And a unique thing at the summit, as well as Seabase and Philmont that also do Family Adventure Camp, is you can come here to do a program for, let's say, the Summit Experience or the Pack Paddle. But maybe your sister wants to come here, or your uncle or aunt or your grandmother even, but they don't want to necessarily do all the trekking stuff. Well, they can hang out at Family Adventure Camp. We'll give them a great family vacation while the other half of the families may be doing a scouting program. And that way, at the end of the week, you all can get together, go see the New River Gorge Bridge, and then head on home.
That sounds picturesque. It's such the perfect segue. Do you think we should give away our Family Adventure Camp stay now?
I think that's perfect. You were mentioning, Gina, earlier how the summit is kind of a good gateway into high adventure. I think Family Adventure Camp is also kind of a nice gateway for younger kids to get to see what the summit's all about and think that someday they can come back a few years later and do that really, really intense high adventure stuff, the whitewater rafting, the rock climbing, the zip lines, things like that. Gina, I think it's time. If all you folks who have commented, asking questions, introducing yourself, saying hello, you have been entered for a chance to win. Gina, have you run your magic comment picker yet?
Yes, the winner of a 2-night stay at Family Adventure Camp at the summit. So you got to get yourself there, but then your accommodations are taken care of. What a sweet deal. This is going to Corey Nelson. Corey, keep your eyes on your inbox. We'll get your information and get you connected on this. Before we go, I'm wondering, Braxton, can you give us just a play-by-play? Let's say people are watching and they're like, yeah, I want to register, but I don't know how. What do they do?
Yeah, so you're definitely going to want to go to our registration site. So you can go to our website at summitbsa.org. And then on there's going to be a registration link or direct you to which programs you're looking for. You'll see all the programs we have to offer. If you're having trouble with that or simply just want to call us, you can easily call us. Our website or numbers on our website as well. And then our fantastic registration team, who has definitely been very busy today, will be happy to help anyone register for almost all the programs we have here.
Well, that's great. You can actually pick up the phone and talk to a human, Gina. That's awesome. Anna asks, what state is the summit in again? This is West Virginia, Anna. Very picturesque, right by the New River Gorge. Boy, we've given away 2 prizes today. As a reminder, we're going to be giving away more later on the day as we continue to talk with other high adventure bases. Braxton, before we let you go, anything else you want to say about the summit? Anything else our viewers need to know?
Well, I would say probably choosing the summit or choosing any high adventure base is always a win. And there's a lot of choices you have here at the summit. The last one I never mentioned was the marksman experience, which you can have a very unique shooting experience all the way from shooting shotguns, rifles, pistols, and even the BSA's own 1,000-yard range. And that's, yes, 10 football fields long. You can shoot a rifle and hit a steel target from 10 football fields out. So the marksman program is also a fantastic focus area if your troop or crew really enjoys shooting experiences like that. But overall, here at the Summit, choosing anything will be the best choice for you. If it's high adventure, scout camp, training, or family adventure, we always got something for everyone.
Man, Braxton has earned a nap. I am curious, do you feel more tired after you've spent an entire day outdoors at the Summit or after doing a marathon live stream?
I would still have to say, I think spending a great week at the Summit or a day at the Summit is still more tiring because it's really fun.
Okay, well, no excuse for us then, Aaron.
Well, for those of you who visit the Summit, you will be tired. You will sleep well at night. You will get up early the next morning for a day of wonderful activity. What I really like about it, Gina, as we wrap up our visit today is, correct me if I'm wrong, Braxton, you can do individual sort of specialized experiences where you focus on one thing, or you can do, as we call it, a charcuterie. I don't think I said that right, but sort of a selection of all the different things. So many different options. Braxton, this has been great. Go take a nap. You deserve it.
We'll do our best. And thank you all
Tell
so
your
much.
boss we said take a nap. Absolutely. And everybody, we will be back here in about 40 minutes, I believe, with Philmont. We see a lot of questions about this, so I'll just highlight. We're live right now on Scouting Magazine Facebook, Boy Scouts of America Facebook, Scout Life Facebook, Cub Scouts Facebook, Scouting Magazine YouTube, Scouting Magazine Twitter, and the Boy Scouts of America Instagram. We might be cross-posted elsewhere, but that's what we know of. Braxton, thank you so much. Aaron, thank you so much. If you need to take a 10-minute nap, you go for it, Aaron.
I'm going to do that right away as soon as we're done here. Thank you all for watching. Thanks again to our friends at West Virginia at the Summit Bechtel Reserve. Bye, everybody. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Braxton.
Thank you.